It's Aerith with the gains.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian. Today I'm playing with Aerith Gainsborough from Final Fantasy VII. Aerith is a Pride Mate. She grows whenever you gain life. She also has lifelink, and when she dies, you spread her counters onto the other legendary creatures you control. So this deck has a bunch of legendary creatures and ways to gain life, whether those are cards that can attack in and gain life like the Ruin Lurker back, or things that gain you life when things enter play like Hinterland Sanctifier, or just other payoff for life gain like Ocelot Pride and Voice of Victory. We have a ton of synergy between life gain cards in this deck. We also have some sweet legendaries to fill in that also benefit us with life gain, like Daxos or Linden, some things that can get us more card draw like Vina, or Kala that's going to be buffing up the entire board as we gain life. If Aerith ends up in the graveyard, you can bring her back with Tishar, casting more of those legends, maybe doubling up some abilities, and protecting your other creatures with Boromir. So let's take Aerith into the queue and start gaining some life for the Gainsborough. Terra Magical Adept. This is a 5-color enchantments card. I've got the Daxos here. I'm going to hope I get a third land. And they're going to be milling themselves and grabbing a bunch of enchantments, then copying those enchantments as long as they're not legendary. Nice goose. Have we seen a lot of steel chairs? Only a few. Only a few. Yeah, I didn't put Roaming Throne in this deck. I guess you could name either human or cleric. But it would be fun, too. Give her the big chair. Here's Terra. They did... Wow, they milled a bunch of enchantments here. Case of Locked Hothouse or Fable the Mirror Breaker. I need the gains, and I need them now. How much does it cost to flip you? 6 mana? Okay. So I don't have to worry about it for at least a few turns. They probably actually, like, kill her first, because she's a pretty, like, good attacker. And then flip her over after they've gotten more value off her entering. Yeah, like this. I could kill Aerith here just to put counters on Daxos. I'm not going to bother with that. I have better stuff in hand. Things like... Ooh. Enduring Innocence. Set up for a little card draw. Keep my protection from Cure here. I could get Daxos lifelink, so he can be a part of this party. I'm going to hit this Goblin Shaman. And swing in with both of them. This lets me hold up Restoration Magic with the extra bonus of gaining 3 life. Yeah, big Aerith! Just a couple of legends. There's not that many legendaries that are like part of the life gain theme, so it's really fun when you get one to work. Okay, who are you trying to seal away? Aerith cast Kira. She's indestructible and hexproof. They'll be able to copy that if they flip her over, which they might be able to do next turn because that is ramp. Let's see. Yeah, you can hit any non-legendary enchantment. Oh, that also counts as a non-legendary enchantment. Oh yeah, she got mad gains. See if they got a land here. Oh, they did. Witch Enchanter. This one? Okay, they're gonna kill Daxos. Which leaves me with Aerith Gainsborough. I guess I'll draw a card since Enduring Innocence does that. Oh, little bunny. I can play it after. I guess it doesn't really matter. Swing it with everyone. They have to block Aerith. That's the only thing they have to block. And Witch Enchanter, I feel like that's pretty free. Yeah, unfortunately, she will not get to move her counters if she's exiled. And does this get... Yeah, it gets sacrificed, but it would still move all her counters off. Nope. We're not going for Terra yet. I ain't blocking. I mean, I could for, like, Aetherflux purposes. Ooh, hold up. I get to bring somebody back off that, too. Okay. Shadow Spear. Never spear, nor there. Do I want to kill them with the Holy Blast? Or with big trampling arrows? I don't know what their last card in hand is, which is making this kind of tricky. I'm going to do what I'm going to call the do-it-yourself Embercleave. This is Erdnan. Erdnan makes things bigger. Erdnan makes one of your attackers have double strike. One of those attackers can be Aerith. So she has trample, +1/+1, and double strike. Yeah, we don't have the Soul Sisters, we have the Swole Sisters. Perfect. GG, Aerith. You're doing good. You're doing good. You're making yourself huge. Sorry, Terra. You didn't do the copy thing. Domri, Chaos Bringer, can really cause a riot. I've got a discount, I've got some removal, and then I have a way to give Aerith some flying or vigilance. I think this is fine. We'll keep it. I can technically even exile my own creatures with Solitude. Turn 1 Ragavan, huh? You know what? I'll wait to see what I get. Probably draw something better. Like that Life Creed duo. I'll trade that into a monkey. I block. Shame to, like, lose one of my life gain creatures. But still, I think worth it. The goose is loose. I'll go for a Pearl Medallion into Thalia since I just drew her here. Thalia is going to tax their commander because it's not a creature. Try to make it just a little harder for this to come out. Maybe they'll abrade it or suplex it. And if they don't, I'll be able to just start throwing down some more creatures next turn. Aerith. The Steel Seraph. Giving Thalia lifelink. They have 4 mana. Okay, it's just Kami of Bamboo Groves being channeled to get 2 forests. Make my Aerith grow! I like that I have a legend. I've got some life gain enabler or invasion. I got removal. Yeah, I thought one of my creatures was gonna get shot too. Defiler of Vigor. At least it doesn't have reach. This is going to allow them to pay 2 life for permanent spells in green. Yeah, I'm just gonna exile it. They'll gain life, but I don't mind my opponent gaining life. Give Thalia the lifelink again because it's better to have it on the first strike, even though I'd be gaining more on this. I end up gaining the same amount. And they do have 5 mana for Domri. But a Domri in a vacuum is just kind of like making 1 mana or maybe putting a couple things in hand. Cavalier of Flame lets them discard as many cards as they like, draw that many cards, and when it dies, they'll be dealing damage equal to the number of lands in the graveyard. They can also use it as a haste enabler, but it doesn't look like they have that, and wow, more removal. Also, I love that my spells cost the same because Pearl Medallion and Thalia cancel each other out. I remove their blockers, swing in, everything is gaining me tons of life. I have the Reprieve up, or I could make it a Johnny for an Ajani's Pridemate. Either way, it works. GG. Omnath, Locus of the Royal, and I've got a lot of life gain in hand and a little bit of removal. I've got Guide of Souls, Hinterland Sanctifier, both of which are going to be gaining me life when creatures enter. Hopefully I get a 3rd land, so we can chain these all together for Aerith. Nice, they have turn 1 ramp. And there is my land, yeah! If I can get enough creatures to enter, Guide of Souls will also let me give something flying and turn it into an angel, putting more counters on it, so I can share those counters with my other legendaries. Yeah, Omnath is a landfall commander, and when it enters, it deals 1 or more damage. So, like, Skrelv might not live, but that's okay, still worth playing. Risen Reef! Oh, they'll have 2 elementals? Well then. I'm still going in with all these. I'll use Skrelv to protect anybody else, since I can give Hexproof from a color. Excellent. Mossborn Hydra, that is also an elemental. This can put counters on your elementals, but both of these are just like good in general if you're doing some landfall stuff. Mossborn Hydra can very quickly just end games. I'm very happy I have some removal for it, or if they somehow protect it, this can also be removal for it. Nice. They can make that into an 8/8. Skyclave Apparition. Let me get those various life gain triggers. Take out the Hydra. I'd say like Risen Reef is more value for them, but this is threat number 1. Do I feel like making Aerith into the pain gain? Yeah, I do. She can fly. And she's going to gain 8 life. I'm so ready to protect. Protect until they just kill Skrelv. Scalding Tarn, cracking that open. They had 2 different fetches out here. And it makes sense to save some of the fetches so you get more triggers from Omnath. Unless you have, is it 8 or more lands though? You're not drawing cards, you're just growing the elementals. I'm actually fine with that dying. Since they don't get the Mossborn Hydra back, they just get a 3/3 token. And I'd rather protect like Guide of Souls, Hinterland, or Aerith. In case they had, like, I don't know, a non-overloaded Cyclonic Rift. She's got a couple counters. It's fine. The lands are fallen. The reef is growing. They're going down to 10 life, though, with all of these fetches. Wonder what they've got for 2 more mana. It could be another, like, land-based ramp card. Reverse the Valley. They are exiling cards from their graveyard in order to seek a non-basic land and put it into play. Nice, they're up to 6 lands. I guess I'll play the Case of the Uneaten Feast. I'll be able to use that to recast things from my graveyard. But I definitely want to wait for that. Like, wait until a bunch of creatures have died. Nice. Oh, were these all blue? I just realized, if they didn't have interaction there, I think I could have had a lethal swing, but I would have needed to use Skrelv to make one of these unblockable by blue creatures, and then dealt the rest in the air with Aerith. I missed that until after, but they do have a fetch land, so it might be game anyway. We'll see. Prime time, gonna grab 2 lands. They could grab some of the automatic sacrificing lands. Those would gain them some life back. Just a couple of nice chunky elementals. I'm, I think, 2 mana away from Saint Elenda. She's one of the few legends that does things with life gain. So she's cool in the deck. Oh, they cracked open the Misty Rainforest and died. Cool. GG. Lom Storm Crane Elder is going to be a very, very difficult matchup for me, if not impossible, because Lom goes super wide, super fast. Here's the one good thing. I have a Soul Warden, which means that as they go wide, maybe I can gain enough life to actually survive. I've got turn 1, a Soul Warden. I'm going to use this Chrome Mox, take out... Everheart makes it harder for them to storm. This will get me more life gain triggers. I'm going to exile my Everheart to play Zac. Land tax. I can't really play land tax chicken with you today. I'm sorry. You are going to get some lands. But I'm going to get some life. Totally worth it. Next turn, Delny will double trigger Soul Warden. So I'll gain 2 life. Guardian Idol. Yeah, and I'll probably, again, play land here. Oh, definitely playing land now. I was going to do it to use Zac for protection. I guess I should have done those in the other order. I would have gained 1 more life. I just wanted to make sure that the colorless mana didn't get tapped before this got cast, because I don't trust auto-tapper. They'll have 4 mana here. Yeah, I don't know if they're going for full-on thinning their deck. I usually just take as many lands as possible with land tax and just discard the extras. What's that for? Please don't wipe the board. No, it's corn. Do you pay the 1 and also do you pay the 1? Yeah, this makes me think this is going to be like the eggs version of Lom, where they're trying to cast lots of 0-cost spells to go as wide as possible, because it makes monastery mentors whenever you do. And then the monastery mentors will make monks, and yeah, it's cool. They're gaming. They have 1 mana. And who's going to jail? Aerith goes to jail. Free her. I know this goes away if they don't use the energy. But I require my girl. Number go up. Land tax. More lands. Yes, very good. I do have 2 other legends if they were to just, like, get lost Aerith. But I think they're better off just, like, blocking it and making some more blockers. The smaller blockers will be able to block things even with Delny out. But Aerith is going to get very, very large. With the double triggering Soul Wardens. I know they gotta have something. I'll play a land. I'll throw down the last card in my hand. Speaker of the Heavens. And then I'll swing in. They could probably make a few blockers, but it seems like maybe not enough. Not to deal with her. GG. Avacyn, Angel of Hope. Avacyn makes everything indestructible. So I kind of expect them to just be like board wipe, board wipe, board wipe, board wipe, board wipe, Avacyn, board wipe, board wipe. But I don't actually know. It could be mono white control. Could be mono white angels. That'd be neat. Do I want to go Pro Medallion first? No, I'm going Thalia first. Normally I would, but I don't trust like that. That's a mana tithe. Good news, I draw a card. Mm-hmm. Sure. Cold Steel Heart. Thanks for letting me draw. Very cool of you. I could wait for Delny. I'm just gonna hit their ramp now. I don't have any life gain pieces until a Johnny. Guardian Idol. Do you pay the 1? They do. It's more ramp. Pearl Medallion and Aerith. I have a feeling that we would be expecting a board wipe on this turn, since most of them cost 4. Depopulate. And they pay the 1. They're also going to get a 2/2 token. I guess I'll just, like, chill with Aerith here. She's vibing, she's hanging. I'm holding up a reprieve. Put that back in your hand. You are not getting 3 mana right now. Downley, Aerith. I guess I'll also hold up a tithe. And I can either gain the life or make a cat. I'll make a cat. Though a tithe can't stop most board wipes here. If they don't play a land first, maybe it could stop the Gilded Lotus. They could also go Gilded Lotus into a board wipe, since most of them cost 4. Celestis? They have so much mana. Treasure map. Not worth tithing. Not even gonna bother blocking, since I can just plus up. Okay, I can cast that. Oh, I should have done it first. I forgot. I would have gained a little bit more life. So now my non-angels are indestructible. The angels are destructible. Oh, somebody asked. Yes, if you gain life on an Ajani's Pridemate or on Aerith while they're a 2/2 with Delny out, they do get 2 counters on the first trigger. Because it was a 2/2 when it triggered. Earth Emulatus gets them a Plains. And how much mana did I still have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, Baneslayer Angel! Not enough for Avacyn? 1, 2, 3. No, they could have cast Avacyn. I have many white creatures which I can attack with. Okay, they're at 15. Let's get block there. Big meow, big meow. More number go up. Very number go up. Exceptionally number go up. And who do you block up there in the air? So they're keeping Baneslayer alive, which will prevent me from wiping with a Johnny. And we'll see. Are they going to top deck a board wipe? They can also dig once with the Celestis and scry with a treasure map. I guess I could have just, like, Lindened and then used the 0. Would have taken out that. Because it's artifacts, right? Yeah, artifacts. That a board wipe? Wait, that destroys all your stuff, too. Okay, no Avacyn, no problem. I can play this, but I think Voice of Victory is a smarter idea. Does it say artifacts and creatures? It does. That's what I was saying. But I would have to do a post-combat, because I need to get to 40 life first, I think. Nice. They had 7, 1 short of their commander. I had a mana tithe, and it looks like they didn't get another board wipe. GG. Terra, Herald of Hope. They're going to be attacking in and reanimating creatures. I've got life gain, and I guess I won't be playing that right away. I'll play Soul Warden first. Get some life gain from their creatures entering, too. Yeah, this is a bit like Alacia, except it's on hit. I'm not trading. Forsaken Miner. That can also bring itself back from the graveyard. Let's make a creature that grows. Voice of the Blessed. This is one of those Pridemate Plus. It eventually becomes flying and vigilant, and then indestructible. Yes, the Precon commanders made it into Arena, so we have Terra and Celeste from the Precon. They work okay together, since one of them triggers off things leaving the graveyard, and the other one makes the things leave the graveyard. Here, do you have flying? At the beginning of combat is when you get flying. Okay, I was like, no, you had some sort of jump. Or they called it trance, I'm sorry. Did they mill any creatures? They didn't. They milled a cool-looking removal spell, though. Here, I'll let you kill your Esper Sentinel. So you can reanimate it. There's a Cult Conscript in the graveyard. Yeah, I don't have any way to block Terra, so if they swing in and pay 2, they're definitely bringing something back. No? not reanimating. Oh, hi, Josh. You discard a bunch, right? Discard up to 2 cards, then draw 2. And he can reanimate up to 6 mana value if you flip him over. Also deals damage to opponents. Okay. I'm not as scared of that. Thank you for having a creature enter. Aerith likes this. Ooh, my Voice of the Blessed got text. Oh, hello. If you drop one of these 2, I can bring it back with Tashar maybe in the future. Joshua's the goat. Case of the Uneaten Feast. Resplendent Angel. Let's get some counters. Swing in, do the thing. GG. Bonnie Paul, Clear Cutter. She's going to be making a big cow. Whenever you attack with something, you get to draw a card, bring a land back from your graveyard, or put one into play from your hand. And this hand is way too slow even with a Chrome Mox. I like the idea of Elesh Norn since they probably have some landfall stuff, but starting on 3 on the draw, that's not going to be enough. I think this is better. I got Daxos, that gains me life. I got Adeline, makes me go wide, so I gain more life with Daxos. And Adventurer's Inn gains me life. Throw down a Plains. And do nothing else. At least they didn't have turn 1 ramp. They fetched a Surveil land and are keeping whatever it is on top of the deck. Nice knuckles you got there. Armored Scrap Gorger can exile things from the graveyard. In fact, it has to exile things from the graveyard. It's also some good ramp. Bringing out Daxos. And Bristly Bill. There's that landfall we were talking about. This does take this land out of the graveyard, so they won't be able to bring it back with Bonnie. But it got them a foretell, and I don't know what they foretold. It could be a counter spell. It could be a extra turn. It could be some card draw. I just don't know. Oh, I get to gain some life, and Aerith grows! Somebody's asking what I write down between each game. So when I'm recording, like I am right now, I'm usually writing down who I played against, if I won, if I lost, any editing notes, and if I think the game should go into the video. Sometimes I even write down like what position I think it should be in the video, like should it be at the end of the video? Should it be at the start of the video? Do I need to like trim out somebody roping me for 30 seconds? That kind of stuff I tend to write down. Are you killing Daxos? Alright, it was Raven form. Daxos is now bird. Rude. Daxos does not want to be bird. Daxos wants to be Daxos. I don't want to take 5 right now. Guide of Souls. So I gain life on creatures entering. A land that gains me life when it enters. And then Adeline to make a creature, and then make another creature during attacks. Yeah, sometimes I'll also like write down in the corner any changes I'm making to the deck list. I usually don't change a deck that much while I'm recording, but occasionally I do. Like, I'll realize, like, oh, this card would be great in the deck, and I'll add it in. So I'll, like, write down in the middle of a match, like, oh, I think I should add in Chrome Mox or something like that. There's your behind the scenes for Amy's editing. This is what it looks like. It's not very interesting. You know what is interesting? These gains that Aerith has. It's getting huge. swing in with Bristly Bill. Bonnie Paul gets the trigger. I'm not going to double block. And I get hit. I need 2 more creatures to enter to get the Guide of Souls flying. This is the only creature with reach right now. Bonnie Paul. Well, great news. I can have some creatures enter. Voice of Victory. They can no longer cast things on my turn. I'm going to remove Bonnie. And go to combat. If I swing in with you, you're not quite big enough. So I'll give Adeline the flying buff. Yes, please. One big flying knight. Also, Aerith is just out here like, I would have gained 9 life. You sure do. They went to 1. Okay. Now, like many Simic decks, they might be able to chain together some extra turns here, but they have to be careful not to lose any life. No using fetch lands. Prime time, that's going to grab them some lands. I could even get lands that automatically sacrifice themselves and gain them a life. Yeah, I was wondering, like, am I going to get rebuked? Am I going to get rifted? They're going to gain some life. Yeah, so these are the auto-sacrificing lands I was talking about. Cabaret Courtyard, Broker's Hideout. And they're putting counters onto the Primeval Titan. But right now, they don't have a way to stop the aerial assault that is Adeline. And I'm at 42 life. Which means I'm not very scared of you, Mr. Bristly Bill. Doesn't look like they found a way to stop Adeline. They've got 1 mana left. They're saying good game. I'll take the hit. 17 damage. No problem. And we swing in with our big, well, gained up Aerith and her buds. GG. Feather the Redeemed is usually full of interaction and protection because you can cast self-targeting spells, things that target your own creatures, and get them right back. As long as they resolve, they come back to your hand in the end step, which is very tricky, very tough, and actually plays nicely with a bunch of weird pieces of removal that, like, hit your creature and your opponent's creature. Hey, Inti. That's gonna be some damage. Orim's Chant. Ew! No, at least I have Daxos. I have 2 sort of Soul Sisters effects here. They only affect my cards, but that gets me life gain triggers for Aerith. Or honestly for Resplendent Angel too. Once I think I can gain 5 life in a turn, this could be great. Discarding a Hushbringer. Oh. Wait. You don't want a Hushbringer against me? But I'm all about things entering and dying. Oh, okay, because you also have a Strict Proctor. Okay, yeah, that would do it. I unfortunately cannot pay the 2. So Aerith will not do anything. I'm just going to play this Resplendent Angel. Triggers are stifled. Maybe this isn't Feather Combat Tricks, it's just Feather Hater.deck. That's a Feather card. Might not be able to pay and gain the life, but at least I can fill up the board. Do I want to keep the protection? I'm going to throw down a speaker. Hate birds, truly. They only have 2 mana. They haven't discarded any lands to Inti. Okay, Zada got discarded. And they did get a land there. I will block with Daxos, since Daxos has a lot of toughness and a little bit of power. Can't pay the 2. I don't need to pay the 2. I'd rather gain 2 life than 1. Yeah, she's marginally larger. Am I down to trade into those? Yeah, probably. Go, Adeline. Get big. Get nasty. Another creature dying still gains me life! Ha! It's not something entering! See? You should have done the Hushbringer. I'll kill all my creatures to make Aerith huge. And then kill her to make the other creatures bigger. But only the legends. GG. Tifa Lockhart wins on turn 3 pretty often because she can double her power with every single landfall. Combine that with fetch lands and a couple buffs, and you can have a very, very big creature using giant growth or scale up to make her base stats higher before ever bringing her out. I do have a Thalia here, which would be able to block her until they increase her toughness decently. I guess I'll bring out Hinterland and Ozolith, though. Turn 3 Tifa. That could be her nickname. At least I went first. I played my Tifa deck for a video, and the games I lost were against other Tifas that went first. She's so nasty good. Alright, I'm gonna give her this turn. Because she operates on powers of 2, like, even gaining tons of life doesn't do that much to stop her. So here's their turn 3. They have Demolition Field, which isn't a regular fetch. Adventuring Gear. Nice. Can increase the power by 2 before you double. So that's going to be +3, then double. Or, sorry, +2, then double, and then +2, up to 8, and then double again, 16. But wait, there's more. Arboreal Grazer. Making that now 8 toughness. I can't even block with everything to try to get through. If I do that, it is exact lethal, so I will block with 2. And go to 2. And they have another fetch land next turn. I don't have any other legends out. I can't play Thalia. Because, like, then I can't Swords to Plowshares. And I think the Swords is more important. Yep. Let's do it. And maybe I'll have enough counters to have Thalia be a blocker for the future. There's a lot of protective spells that they can play, though. Things that give hexproof. Think, Snakeskin Veil. Royal Treatment. Be hoping and praying. I survive another turn. I could have done it when they're tapped out on the last turn, but I want them to, like, use up that landfall since, you know, they only have a couple cards in hand. What are the chances? So now they're going to try to spread the damage out more since I only have 3 life. Let's make that 4 life, starting with the Pearl Medallion. Sorry, 5 life. Do I want to use up the Guide of Souls buff here? No. Thief is up to 2 power. Demolition Field can bring her higher, but she'll die to Thalia in first strike unless her toughness goes up. Looks like you're using Entish Restoration instead. 69, nice. Are we good? I'll block with a Life Creed duo. Yeah, Thalia's first strike, holding them off. Oh, that's exciting. I can't replay Aerith, but I can play Daxos here. I'm gonna make Thalia stronger. They can't, you're right, they can't use Demolition Field because I only have basics. I am going to swing in with the Guide of Souls and put the counters on it. It's an angel now. A human cleric angel. You like the constellation art? Yeah, I thought it was a really cool series that they did for the gods and the demigods. They just did the demigod on, this, like, special treatment. Was it, Multiverse Legends? Oh, goodness. So, it wasn't enough. Tifa has 144 power. Tatiova Benthic Druid. Landfall, gain a life, draw a card. I've got Speaker, into Thalia, or Voice, Delny, Skyclave. I'll keep this, hoping I get a third land. I like having a small life gain source. I like being able to stop counter spells. This is also sort of a counter spell. If I want to use this, then I can't play this on turn 2. But they probably do have some things worth taxing. Yeah, and of course they already have a Druid class out. I'm gonna go for Thalia. Bringing out my legends. They're gaining life. I'm gaining life. This could be a Tail's End. They would be able to play that. Looks like she's safe to sit around for another turn. We gain a life off the Speaker of the Heavens. And she will get a counter. Got 2 more lands in hand. And I think if they level this up, they can play a second land. Yeah. Okay, I got this. I can name Human or Cleric in this deck. They both work pretty well. I'll go for Human here. I'm gonna hit that Druid class so they can only cast, or only play 1 next turn. Hitting, gaining some life. Aerith is gonna grow. Against these colors, I'm not that worried about destroy spells. Bounce spells are a lot more common. Things like Cyclonic Rift or River's Rebuke. So Zach is unlikely to sacrifice himself to save anyone here. But I guess just cutting them off there meant we win the game. Sure, I played a lot of cheap creatures. Shout out to Thalia for the taxes. Ugin, Eye of the Storms, is going to be exiling my creatures, my permanents, anything that's got a color to it. But you have to get to 7 mana first. So I'm going to try to play aggressively here. I got Stiltskin on 1, Flowering on 2, and Aerith on 3. Maybe even I'm gaining enough life to take them out with something that is colorless, the Aetherflux Reservoir. Yeah, Ugin wants to get ramp, and then hit ya. And there aren't a lot of legendary 1-drops with lifelink. I looked. I tried to find them. It's Stiltskin, which is appropriate since it's from the Final Fantasy set. Alright, I'm already up to 31 life. Not feeling too bad about that. You want Aerith to cast a death laser? I'm going to try. I'm gonna try to cast the death laser. Gain the life first so she gets a little bigger. Number go up. Aether Flux Reservoir. So right now, this can only be used for artifacts. This is not an artifact. This is discounting all of their artifacts and legendaries, including their commander, Ugin. Fleshraker, as they cast colorless spells, is going to make more mana in the form of spawns. Jonathan to Spawnathan. So they have 1, 2 mana right now, but things are being discounted. Using the 2 mana to make 2 mana. I'm also getting pinged. They have to keep me off that Aether Flux Reservoir. But I'm not sure they'll be able to. I'll swing in with Aerith and Stiltskin. That's 11 life. They can sacrifice this, though, to prevent me from gaining the life. This just gains me 1. Alright, let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Ugin can happen kind of no matter what, so I think I should hit Fleshraker or Familiar here. I'm gonna hit the Fleshraker. Ugin is not able to deal damage to this or exile this since it's colorless. And they'd have to pay the ward to hit one of these two. Thank you, Flowering of the White Tree. That said, they could get rid of the Flowering of the White Tree first and then get rid of them on a second cast. But nope, they went for it. Can't pay it.
Required. Then so be it.
And it's looking good. GG, Ugin. It's Yuffie, or as you might know her, Yuriko. I don't really have anything early, and you need early things to stop her. Authority of the Consuls will help a tiny bit if they have anything with haste. Captain Eberhard is able to block, but not block the evasive creatures that they're using to ninjutsu out Yuriko. And since Yuriko has Commander Ninjutsu, she always costs 2 mana. She isn't cast, so it's not really easy to interact with her on the stack. And even if you kill her, she just comes back. That sure is Psychic Frog. Psychic Frog can get flying. Captain Eberhard might be able to block. And I'm willing to, like, trade into Psychic Frog to both prevent them from drawing and also not take the damage. I'd prefer not to, though. Because all they need to do is discard 1. I guess I'm letting it go through. And I don't think they'll ninjutsu that, because this does draw a card. Even though this also draws a card, it draws a card and reveals it does the damage. Miscloaked Herald. Okay, there's an unblockable creature. R.I.P. Adeline. They used Inquisition and took her out. Oh, nice! Because I draw this, I get a discount, so I can chain that into Aerith. A Psychic Frog is going to be holding priority as long as it's out. And hopefully they play some creatures so I can get some buffs off Authority. So yeah, if she swaps in, this will get a counter. Or they could just kill her. Aww. I wanted my buff girl to share her spoils. They sure didn't bring her out. Oh, because they used up their only black mana. Oh, double discount Elishnorn! I don't know how much, like, enter the battlefield stuff they have. Don't mana drain this. But this is a very nice creature for me to have. Everheart, get in. Yeah, they should have printed a cut-down art with Sephiroth. We have Sephiroth's intervention is him coming down to stab Aerith. Spoilers. Are you going to exile 3 cards from your graveyard to give this flying? Are you going to cheat in Yuriko? And to respond to Duel in chat, yeah, Brawl is very similar to Duel Commander, only without the extensive ban list that Duel Commander has, which means sometimes you have some really nasty, wild matchups. So they discarded a card to give 3 cards in a graveyard and a +1/+1 counter. Exile the cards in a graveyard, it has flying, and they also have this unblockable Mistcloaked Herald. They swap, they're going to get 2 more cards in hand, and then, well, I do get to gain a little life. Nice. Thank you, Elishnorn. I gain a little life, and then they can replay this. I have a feeling they're going to hit at least 1 land. Good news is the land was on Yuriko, which means I didn't lose any life. Why'd you shock that in? Keep gaining me life, Elishnorn. Authority. Is it wash away? I don't trust like that. Not at all. So I'm gonna start with Soul Warden. And make a Pride Mate. Not you. One of these. Psychic Frog still holding priority. With Soul Warden out, any creature entering, theirs or mine, will gain me 2 life. Thank you, Elishnorn, for doubling that up, which is going to make my Pride Mate grow. And next turn, I can play Aerith as well. Maybe I'll even have a board wipe ready. It looks like the life gain was enough to keep them in check. GG. Helga Skittish Seer. She's going to be ramping out and then ramping big creatures into play, things that cost 4 or more mana. Whenever they cast one, she'll be gaining a life, drawing a card, and getting a +1/+1 counter so she can tap for more mana. She's this like self-enabling ramp card draw big thing engine. She's very strong. I don't have anything to do on turn 2, but I got Venat ready for some card draw. I got Aerith ready to just start getting gains, to Shard to reanimate things. There's a delighted halfling. Oh, how delightful. I'm gonna start with Venat. Venat? I'm not sure. I think it might be Venat. Somebody else in chat was telling me that the T is silent. But as somebody who has not played much of 14, I don't think I ran into this. Vina. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. She's been exiled. She's one of your favorites? Oh, I'm sorry. She's gone. What the heck? She's a wizard? If they'd killed her, I could bring her back. She got exiled. They're sprawling. Naming blue. Time for Helga? Time for Helga. And the Hobbit can swing in for 1. I'll bring out this Lunarch Veteran. And Aerith. A couple of Soul Sisters. to grow my pride mate. Though no legends left. Six green mana, using 2 of it for Uro. They've still got 6 mana left, 1 from Helga, 5 over here. Bonnie Paul! Just a giant woman and a giant cow. When they attack in, they'll be getting a land back from their graveyard and drawing a card. I can get like double triggers on the Lunarch veteran here. Just chilling, vibing, hanging. Don't mind me. Definitely not planning on letting those die so I can maybe bring them back. Discard triggers for any historic spell, so legends, artifacts, both of those. What are you doing with that mana? Why is there so much of it? And how do I get you to stop? Oh, hey, Gwenna. Gwenna's chill until she starts, you know, tapping for 2, then untapping, then tapping for 2, and then untapping. They're playing Null Drifter, which is going to draw them some cards, but it looks like they evoked it. So just paying 3 mana, and it gets sacrificed. They're pretty close to actually bringing Uro out, too. Nice Gargaroth. And the cow's coming in. And the cow's gonna grow. As I said before, I'm letting those die. Aerith, make Tishar get bigger. I won't get any double triggers because this won't be out anyway. We gain a life. Earth gets a counter. Delaney comes in. We gain a life. We get a counter. And I can bring this out to gain 1 more life. But I could also wait to try to bring it back with Tishar. I don't think that's reliable. I think Tishar is going to be used to bring back the other legends here. Unfortunately, I can't swing it in the air because Bonnie has reach, Gargaroth has reach, and they both have 6 power. What's that mana for? Am I getting hoofed? No, Nylia first for a discount. Helga gets the stuff. Gwenna untaps. Like she didn't cost any mana at all. Holla Holla get Brawler. It's gonna double things up. It also has reach. Oh, hey, Coma. Okay, I just need to keep my life total high enough. And then I can exile all their stuff with a Johnny. I have over 40 life. That's the threshold. I need more than 40 life. Oh, no, don't give things haste. Oh, they're roaming and throning. So that's going to be a 5/5 with haste. Okay, noted. I usually name Druid in these decks, but you don't have to. Double the untaps, you know, so you can just tap and untap, tap, untap, tap, untap, go infinite. Overlord of the Mistmoors? I think they cast it impending, though. Yeah, they get double tap untaps if they name to Druid. Oh, I'm sorry. It's actually a 10/10. I forgot they have a Railway Brawler out. Hello, Tulane. And it just keeps going, and it just keeps digging, and it just keeps going, and it just keeps digging! It's just gotta be more than 40 life. I might have to do some math here. Tapped land. Who's swinging in? Just roaming throne? Nobody's swinging in. Nobody? Nothing? Not one of you? Johnny. We started 25 life in this format. So, I exiled a Johnny and each artifact and creature my opponent controls. Whew! Great news. I'm alive. And I win. Sephiroth, Fabled Soldier. This is a rough opponent for Aerith to have. I'm not gonna lie. This is the first one I've matched into. If you are not familiar with, well, Aerith's demise. She is killed by Sephiroth. What does Sephiroth do? He is going to be gaining life and making me lose life when creatures die. And if that triggers 4 times in a turn, he becomes the one-winged angel. I've got a Pearl Medallion with their name on it, though. There's usually a lot of symmetrical sacrifice, having both of us sacrifice creatures here, ways to recycle their creatures and get more creatures. Burglar Rat? I think I'll drop Delny. I can play this Exemplar of Light, since I'd like to double spell with Daxos into Aerith. No, chat, don't root for the Sephiroth! This is too much Latin chanting! I'm going to name Cleric. Wow, I did not write Cleric very well there. And play Daxos into Aerith. We gain a life, so I get a counter. One, 2, 3 mana. For Sephiroth, they could sacrifice one of these to Sephiroth's ability. They could sacrifice another thing to the Phyrexian Tower. So that's one thing's died. Two things have died. Am I about to get maraudered? Three things have died, and now 4 things have died. Sephiroth has in fact killed Aerith. Well, at least my one legendary creature's gonna get a counter on it. He's now a 5/5 flyer. I'm going to replay Aerith. Yeah! Now when this attacks in, they can sacrifice any number of creatures rather than just one creature. Stop chanting for him! You're supposed to root for me! I'm the hero here! if I kill him, this will trigger, and they can just, like, replay him, do it again. How much life do I think I can gain here? Like, reasonably? A little. It's fine. I lose the life, but I gain life. Number go up, number go down, number go up, and number go down. Yeah, we have to foretell Meteor for 15 to 20 turns. And it needs to be very slowly approaching the battlefield. I need to get 50 life. This is Meteor. You know what? I'm gonna cast Meteor. Okay, so if I sacrifice Aerith, Daxos does get the counters, but I want Big Chungus Aerith here. Okay, you getting bigger is important. This is naming cleric, so this can be cast. Bless up. How many cards are in my graveyard? Just 4 so far. Air's getting kind of thick, though. Really hitting us with the Gainsborough. Big Chungus. Yeah, Big Chungus. Okay, they're sacrificing the Fairy Rogue to draw. They do have a life-linking blocker. Look at her. She's an 8/8 for now. I can pay 4 mana to just gain a life, too, if I don't get anything to cast. No! Hey, Sephiroth. There's a rough blood on the snow. Yeah, oh, snow. I gain 1 life. They have a fresh piece of fodder to sacrifice. Murderous Rider's chilling out here, too. They could also eat the clue. Or, like, read the clue. Believe in yourself. Believe in the bat that believes in you. Not sacrificing it. Just leaving that up there. Okay, I got enough. Here's Aerith again. Na 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 Batman and Bird. Yeah, I get it. Okay. This does tell me something. This is probably my Sephiroth deck. Which I only have the most respect for. Because my decks are beautiful. Swinging. Kill another creature. You get more damage, by the way, if you sacrifice this Fairy Rogue to the Phyrexian Tower right now, because he will transform again. And just like in the game, we're being stabbed. GG Sephiroth. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. Aerith was actually pretty okay. She was a little bit better before I reworked this deck, but I think that's a lot more thematic to play her with lots of legendary creatures. When I first built this deck, it was essentially a Heliod deck. It was all of the Soul Sisters cards and all of the Pride Mates. So everything that gained life when things entered, and then all the things that got bigger when you were gaining the life. And that works out very well. That's mono white aggro. But it didn't really make any use of Aerith's second ability, which I found kind of boring. Like, if I want to build a Heliod deck, I'll just build a Heliod deck. So this deck is an Aerith deck. It is specifically an Aerith deck. You can even put Cloud in here so you can find Shadow Spear so she has a stick and can get trample. It's really fun. If you're looking for the deck list, you can find it in the description below. And if you'd like to suggest a Final Fantasy commander for me to brew, please let me know. I will definitely not be able to get to all of them, so if you express your interest in the comments, I'm more likely to notice that. I'm also a lot more likely to do actual Final Fantasy commanders rather than the reskinned cards that just have the Final Fantasy names. So pay attention to the ones that are in the set. And in the commander set, there were 8 of them brought in here. I think we saw Terra in this video. Oh no, we saw, no, we did see Terra. We saw Terra and then we saw other Terra in this video. Double Terra action. Yeah, we have 8 of the commanders from the commander set, and then we have all of the legendary creatures in the set itself, and then the reskinned cards that were part of Through the Ages. So please let me know which ones you'd like to see, because I'm going to get brewing before I go to MagicCon Vegas, and then brew even more when I get back. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.